All Blacks, Springboks, Eden Park, Saturday night. Does it get any bigger? World number one, world number two, going at it. I mean, the fortress of Eden Park, the record is at risk here, and it doesn't get any bigger. I mean, as a rugby fan, this is brilliant. I can't wait to watch it live. Then followed by the Wallabies game as well. But I'm going to make a prediction here in this game. I think, it might ruffle a few feathers. Some people may disagree, but I think the Boks are going to break the hoodoo and they're going to win. I think they're going to beat the All Blacks in Eden Park, in Auckland, down the road from where I used to live. And I think the Boks are going to do it. It'll be tight. It's going to be wet. Rain is forecasted for this game on Saturday, but I can see the Boks with the experience and, just the pure quality of that team coming through. Key injuries for the All Blacks as well. Some injuries for the Boks as well, with wingers, etc. out as well. We'll quickly run through the injuries, and we'll also run through a predicted lineup for this weekend as well, who I think the Boks should choose, and pretty much we kind of know already who the All Blacks will choose, apart from one or two players, who we might kind of interchange in, depending on how Razor feels, depending on the weather, depending on the game plan that they're going to go with. But I'm going Boks to retake the world number one position. They're going to beat the All Blacks, and it's going to be tight. I will make a score prediction later on after revealing my predicted squads. But let's get into it. All Blacks, Springboks, this Saturday. So with the Boks already over there as well, they have named their squad. It's a pretty strong squad. The only positions it's missing is people like Edwil van der Merwe, who has been brilliant. Unfortunately, he's now at the Sharks. I am a Lions supporter, so unfortunately, he has left the Emirates Lions, which is sad. We always lose all the players. We just build players up at the Lions, and then we sell them off for cheap, unfortunately. Another player injured as well is Kurtley Arendse, which is, he's an X factor. He's a brilliant player. He scores tries left, right, and center. Faf de Klerk has been brought into the squad as an extra coverage. I don't see him being in the 23, but he's an option, obviously. Then we go with the All Blacks as well. Quite a few injuries here. You got Tava Nawai. He wasn't going to start. He's kind of on the fringe of the 23, so he's out 12 weeks. Fractured radius, should I say. So sorry to hear about that. Patrick Tuipulotu, facial fracture. Cam Roigard, out for 3 to 4 weeks. Possibly, one of the game's best number 9s out there, right, in the whole entire world. Top 3 for sure, in my opinion. Out with a stress fracture. Noah Hotham is out. Caleb Clark, he is available for NPC, but he is available next week for the next test. So is Luke Jacobson. George Bauer has been named as injury cover for Tamaiti Williams as well. Now, world rankings. New Zealand is on 90 points, 0.72. South Africa, 90.01. Australia down there on 84.85 and Argentina on 83.4. I think that's going to be an upset, in my opinion. Up in Townsville, I can see an upset happening with the amount of injuries the Wallabies have and players leaving back to the top 14. I can see the Argentinians beating them up there. But that's for another video. So tune in. We'll definitely watch that one tomorrow. Ireland in at number 3, France number 4, England in at number 5. And I think England, to me, is the dark horse for Rugby World Cup 2027. The way they played without, any of their British and Irish Lions players, beating Argentina 2 times in Argentina is, it shows character. And the way they played in that Six Nations, this Six Nations will tell if they have taken a step forward. We will see. It's going to be a brilliant one as well. I watched every game last one, and I will watch every one in the next one as well. Last 5 matches between the Boks. South Africa has won 4. New Zealand has won 1. That is unheard of, right? For any New Zealand fan, this must be like razor blades hitting your ears, right? And I think it's going to get worse this weekend. So just be wary. I do think the Boks will split 1-1 with the All Blacks, to be honest. I think they're going to win one of the two. Just in my opinion, I think if Boks win this weekend, then the All Blacks will claw back next week. First try wins 60% of the time. Home team wins 60% of the time. Average scoreline 23 points to 18. So it's been tight all the time. Last 5 results for the All Blacks, 29-23 loss against the Pumas, didn't look good at all. Won 41-24, and then beat France 3 times, their BC team sort of thing. The Boks, winning last game, very tight game against the Wallabies again. Losing the first test, 38-22, where they were up 22-0. Just remember that. They were up 22-0 at one point and lost 38-22. Brilliant by the Wallabies, right? Brilliant by the Wallabies. Then you got, obviously, beating Georgia and Italy as well before that. But the main thing here is, let's have a look at the predicted lineup, who I think the Boks should put in this team for Eden Park. There's a few changes in there, and then we'll run through the All Blacks team and we'll run through the bench, and let me know who you would want to see in this game. Let's have a bit of a watch. So I have put their club teams, who they play for at the moment, right underneath their name. Now, in the front row, Oxen Chair from the Sharks, you got Malcolm Marx, Thomas Dutoy from Bath, the defending premiership champions, Eben Etzebeth and Louis Diacher to pack down that second row. You got Sia Khaleesi, Peter Steph Dutoy, and Jean-Luc Dupria, who has moved to Bordeaux. He's been playing brilliantly for Sales Sharks over in England. He has just signed with Bordeaux, who are the defending Champions League champions, who are the runner-ups for the top 14. So he has impressed. He deserves a shot. Stop playing him. I wish Rusty would give him a shot against one of the good teams. He's played against kind of Italy, these sorts of teams. Well, let's hopefully we can throw him in against the All Blacks and he can perform. So I'm hoping, really do hope he can get a start. In at number 9, you got Grant Williams, who's yet again, silky smooth. I think he is also one of the top 4 best number 9s in the game. You got Sasha Feinberg and Ngomazulu. Tough choice here between the 10s. You obviously have Handré Pollard, who is ever reliable. And then you also have the ever unreliable Mani Lubbock, right? Who can break open the game or he can lose you a game. One of the two. But I'm thinking Sasha, he hasn't started a game for the Boks this year. Give him a go. Let him have a start. Obviously, Pollard started last game. And then also Mani Lubbock started the first game. Now let him have his go, right? In the centers, the ever-reliable pairing, Dale Lende and Jesse Creel, who could and probably will go down as the best center pairing for the Boks history, in my opinion. You got on the left wing, because of all the injuries, this is the thing. You can either put Kanan Moody on the right wing, you can put a Ethan Hooker on one of the wings as well, and let Colby be the other one. That's a choice. You could put the young Ethan Hooker in, on left wing here as well. But I'm going Mapimpi, bit more experience on the left wing, Colby on the right wing, and Damian Willemse, who is the last big decision of this 15. Yet again, controversial to some, but I think, he's been there, done that. He's won the World Cup final, last Rugby World Cup with the Boks. He's a stepper. He can break the game open. His kicking is quite brilliant as well. You obviously have Willie Leroux, who's just back from injuries, back in the squad again. And you also have Afelele Fase as well, who I think has been brilliant at times, but these last 2 games, he's really shown he's not playing with confidence at the moment, right? But anyway, Damian Willemse to finish off my 15 for the Boks. We will go through the All Black squad right now. Probably move my head out the way here. So you got, in at number 1, you got Ethan de Groot. You got Cody Taylor in at hooker. You got Fletcher Newell in at number 3. Also put their NPC teams right below their names as well for you. Obviously, if you're an avid fan of the NPC like I am, it's always interesting to see which region they obviously are now playing for or have represented, right? So Ethan de Groot from Southland, Cody Taylor from Canterbury, Fletcher Newell from Canterbury, Scott Barrett and Fabian Holland finishing off the second row. I mean, Fabian Holland, right? Left the Netherlands in his teens to chase the rugby dream over in New Zealand. Fast forward 5, 6, 7 years, and he is playing for the All Blacks. Just absolutely brilliant to see. Then in at number 6, Tupavai, who was a bit of a controversial choice at the start. He's brilliant in at the second row, but it creates that extra line-out option, which I think is very necessary in today's game. It's very important. And, the players nowadays are very much athletes, so where they can play in the second row, and some can also play in the back row as well. You see it more and more now. Where back in the day, you'd maybe see the odd occasional one, right? If you remember correctly, not many people would play in at number 6 or 7 kind of from a second row. but now it's kind of become more normal, right? Adi Savia in at number 7, back into number 7 jersey for me. And then Wallace Titi now back from injury fully. He was on the bench last week. I think he's back in there. Just an absolute weapon. Great player. Also very, very young man as well. Then you got in at number 9 because of injuries. Cam Roygaard out. Cortez Ratama gets the start from Waikato. In at number 10, Bodie Barrett. Number 12, Geordie Barrett. Number 13, Billy Proctor in as well. Obviously, the back line doesn't change here. All right. You got Ioane and you got Sevu Reece on the right wing. And then you got Will Jordan in at fullback. Well, Will Duran, right? And Mr. Damn D there as well. But that's the team there for me for the All Blacks. Yeah, it's because of injuries, things like that. Obviously, some players are in there. But that back row, man, that is a solid back row right there. And the amount of Taranaki players, I'm actually quite surprised here. You got, the Barrett boys. You got also Tupou Va'e as well. So good representation there for them. Now, on the bench for this is who I kind of recommend here. You also have their teams right below them again. You got Bongi in at 16. You got Boan Fenter from Edinburgh. He's been solid in these last couple games. You got Vincent Koch. Hopefully he can make a return. World Cup winner, 2-time. Hopefully he can make a return here. You could go with a Vilku Low here as well. The absolute beast of a man. But maybe a bit of experience. That's what I'm thinking. Archius Neyman, brilliant off the bench. I think he's played more games for Leinster as well off the bench than he started, right? Franco Mostert, who is also one of those locks who can kind of play in the back row as well. So if Rassi thinks he can be more in the back row, whack him in the back row. And Quagga Smith, this Boks 23 would never be complete without Quagga on the bench. Big choice again for me for number 22, the backup 9, Morne van den Berg. I think as a Lions supporter, I'm a little bit biased, but I'd love to see him there. He hasn't got many chances, but hopefully he can get a chance against, the world number 1, right? And then Handré Pollard to finish off the 23. Back at the Bulls now after leaving Leicester. Unfortunately, they lost the grand final against Bath. Very, very controversial decisions by the ref as well. If you did watch that game, you'll know what I'm talking about. Now on the bench for the All Blacks, Samisoni Takiaho from Waikato, beast of a man, Tamaitu Williams, Viliami Tosi. That freaking front row would be the biggest front row in the world right now. If all 3 of them were on at the same time. Josh Lord, having played for the All Blacks last week, gets another go on the bench. Obviously a few injuries in the second row for the All Blacks, with Tuipulotu out now as well. Duplessis Karifi starting the first game of, the Rugby Championship in at number 7 2 weeks ago. I think bring him back on the bench, brings that competitiveness. Finlay Christie, experience. Quinn Tupaya from Waikato to cover in at the centre position and wing. And then you got Damien McKenzie to finish off, covering 10 fullback, also bringing on a bit of live wire, right? So let me know what you think about this team, who you would change, who you'd bring in, who do you think deserves to have a shot. I know a few players deserve some shots as well, so it's obviously hard to make a choice. But to me, that is the teams I think the coaches will choose. Hopefully Jean-Luc Dupree will get a shout. And I think the final score between the All Blacks and the Springboks is 21-18 to the Boks. The Boks to win by 3 points. A very, very tight game. Can go either way here. But hopefully it's just a good game to watch. Some strong defense. And not too many mistakes, hopefully, in that wet weather. But that's the end of it. Let me know below what you think as well. Put in your comments. Put your prediction down below. We'll be able to compare after the match. We will also do a stream as well for the Wallabies game. And we will also do a stream as well once the teams have been released and announced. So I'll see you on the next video. Thank you for watching. Let me know what you think. Like the video if you're already here. If you're still here, like the video right now. And I'll see you on the next one.